Let's start with a look at the top stories. President Museveni attends graduation of the first batch of the unified forces, I beg your pardon. The late General Tumwine laid to rest with 27 gun salutes. Parliament passes the Anti-Terrorism Amendment Bill of 2022, while Chief Justice Kome Martha cautions parties about time during the hearing of the presidential election petition in Kenya. It's UBC News Tonight. Welcome aboard this Tuesday, the 30th of August 2022. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in our first story, was in Juba, South Sudan, at the invitation of counterpart, the South Sudanese President, His Excellency Salva Kiir, to attend the graduation of its first batch of the unified forces in the country, the National Army and the police services in his capacity as one of the guarantors of the South Sudan peace process. This long-awaited graduation marked a fulfillment of a critical milestone in the implementation of the revitalized agreement on the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan. The graduation and deployment of the unified forces has been postponed many times in the last 3 years due to the lack of political will and funding. Through his Twitter handle, General Museveni said he was pleased to be back in Juba to witness the graduation of the first batch of unified forces of the Republic of South Sudan. This follows the 2019 Entebbe tripartite agreement for the cessation of hostilities and a transition process towards general elections in South Sudan. Up to 83,000 troops were originally to join the National Army, but a new deal reached April this year agreed on 53,000 soldiers. The unity government in South Sudan was formed in February 2020, but it was yet to create a unified national army. At Entebbe International Airport, His Excellency the President was seen off by Minister of the Presidency, Meli Babalanda, and the Head of Public Service, Lucy Nachobe. Others to see him off were the Assistant Commander of the Air Force, Major General Charles Okidi, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Nuwajira, and the Acting Director of Administration of Uganda Prisons, John Bosco Tumwine. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has eulogized the departed NRA-NRM freedom fighter General Eli Tumwine, describing him as an assertive, brave and courageous man. In regards of his stature, Premier Anabanja represented government at the burial ceremony of the late General Eli Tumwine in Kazo district. We have details to this.
Daddy was one of one. I know that has been said, but it is the truth. He was one of one. We are all uniquely made, but there is no one like Daddy. And why I say that, is because when everyone walked in this direction, Daddy walked in the opposite one. He set a standard for himself that wasn't there. He has set a standard for other people to follow. And that was one of the things that he always talked about. Why do you want to do what everyone is doing? Why can't you make your own brand? Okay, I keep on saying people, my family and friends know this.
Thank you very much. According to our record, the late General survived by a widow, Miss Jolie Tumwine. I don't want to mention the number of children because in our culture we don't count children, but we have the record here. His primary next of kin is Miss Jolie, his wife, and his son, Nok David Tumwine. The family of the deceased comrades is entitled to survivor benefits, the process of which will be explained to the beneficiary after the burial ceremony. Fare thee well, dear General Brother Comrade Elio Tumwine. May the Lord Almighty receive you with all the grace that abandon in His.
It is that General Tumwine with others, including General Mutu, who is here. So and now we have in Uganda. We need to guard it jealously. I say it again. We need to guard that peace and stability jealously.
She has paid her last respects.
Eri Tumwine kusobola kumbazaho ng'omusayike mansi ekyomulungi otukete mansi omugezi omukozi obukozi bwe gwenda mbubazeeho obujeisire mu palamenti y'omwenda. Eri Tumwine akaba memba wa palamenti ow'amahe. Obwire obukusinga yabaga mu palamenti. Esaawa 8 kujja kuika sipiika kwija Eri Tumwine yabamu. Hariho obwire bwetusobola kubaho testimony kandi yabeeramuga abokuhabura abokwetwa abandi twatwina sipiidi nyingi nyowe omuntu mbona sipiidi. Hariho nagambira abwaki batatuwaka kumiro district abwaki batagituuka obundi mulora obukiripusa obutambula awunalengaga ninyenda kutunga district yakakumiro nagagati sarumu nabalisa palamenti nagamba bampuye 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 analituuka Eri Tumwine yalabakungu yagenda mu kolido yanga matwena tuwalize by'amakulu.
Then the chief mourner also lead the team from government.
That was in Kazo district this afternoon, and we'll give you a detailed story in upcoming bulletin. May the general's soul rest in eternal peace. Moving on, Vice President, the Honorable Jessica Alupo, yesterday presided over a graduation ceremony of over 1,000 students who completed their courses at the AGOA Student Center in Jerusalem, Israel. Uganda, with a total number of 250 graduates, had the majority of the trainees, while the others came from the other developing countries such as Asia and Africa, including the Kingdom of Bhutan, the Philippines, Cambodia, Tanzania, Ghana, Rwanda, and Togo. Vice President pledged Uganda's continuous commitment of working with Israel in ensuring that students not only graduate from the training, but that the trainees positively contribute to Uganda's efforts towards modernizing the economy through improved agriculture.
The program of training Ugandan students mainly from higher institutions of learning is an arrangement between the two governments of Israel and Uganda since 2013 and has passed out over 1,500 students from Uganda who have been skilled in modern farming practices. Vice President Jessica Alupo appreciated Tamir Yaron, the Executive Director of the Agro Training Center, who is also Uganda's Honorary Consul in Israel, for the efforts he has put together in ensuring the programs run even during COVID pandemic turbulence.
This program is testament of the cordial and fruitful relationship that exists between the State of Israel and the government of Uganda. I understand that the Ugandan students graduating today are amongst the 2021-2022 cohort. They have undertaken training in advanced agricultural techniques and technologies combined with theoretical studies and hands-on practical experience in the field. In the long run, the government of Uganda considers that implementing this training will lead to food security in communities where these apprentices hail from and hope to apply their skills and knowledge. It is therefore an honor for me today to witness our young apprentices graduate experiencing the joy and anticipating of students equipped and ready to make a difference in their nation.
The occasion was also addressed by the head of the Israeli Director for the country's Overseas Development Assistance, Ambassador Einat Shlein, and ministers responsible for agriculture from Cambodia, Togo, Tanzania, and Philippines. Less than half of Israel's cultivated area used for farming is irrigated, with much of the output exported majorly to Europe, the United States, and Japan. Etole Ed Akenjol, UBC News.
That is Etole Edi Akenjo reporting. The Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has cautioned retiring UPDF officers to maintain the discipline attained in the Army. He was at the send-off ceremony of the 260 UPDF retirees that was held at Bombo Land Forces headquarters in Luwero district.
The Army Band entertained the ceremony as 260 senior UPDF officers were retiring after long serving in the UPDF. The 12th batch of the 2022-2023 retirees included
62 colonels, 65 lieutenant colonels, and 133 majors.
The adjutant at General Headquarters Bombo, Brigadier General Hassan Chimbowa, presented the names of the retiring officers who were handed the certificates by the Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba,
Tongsang Kawesa, Major Patrick.
There was a standing ovation to remember the soul of the late Colonel Igasa Jabi, who would be part of the retiring team, but passed on Sunday at Luwaga Hospital.
RO 53532 Colonel Igasa Jabi, may his soul rest in eternal peace.
The retirement ceremony, presided over by the Commander Land Forces, was held at Land Forces Headquarters, Bombolwelo District. The Commander Land Forces, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, applauded the achievements of the UPDF, imploring the retirees and the entire UPDF Army in securing the country.
Thank you most sincerely for the years and decades of dedicated service to our beautiful country, transitioning from active service to reserve forces now. You're still within the UPDF family. We finished and commissioned our operation center, which is behind here. Completed our perimeter wall. Bombo for the first time has a perimeter wall that covers the whole barracks. We fully renovated the houses of the Commander Land Forces, Deputy Commander Land Forces, and the Chief of Staff Land Forces.
In his farewell speech to the officers, the camp commandant General Headquarters Major General Dr. Lake Joseph Chidega implored the retirees for serving their country and transforming the UPDF, cautioning them against drug abuse.
From alcoholism, use of drugs, do physical exercises, and maintain balanced diets.
Colonel Sam Karogo Murali, on behalf of his fellow retirees, commended President Museveni for enhancing salaries for UPDF officers.
Yes, sir. We request you to extend our sincere appreciation to the Command-in-Chief and the High Command for the recent salary enhancement that has brought a smile on the faces of the retirees and the serving officers.
The officers' send-off was officially closed with a ceremonial march out of the main gates of Bombo Land Forces headquarters with the chanting and cheering. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
Parliament has passed the Anti-Terrorism Amendment Bill of 2022, which seeks to prohibit actions leading to terrorism. The bill, among others, also is part of a domestic control to be undertaken to prevent proliferation of nuclear, chemical or biological weapons and their means of delivery. Parliament also passed 6 other bills in connection to countering terrorism, financing, including Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill of 2022. The long-seated Parliament session was chaired by the Speaker, Anita Among, as we see in this report.
Members of Parliament have convened to fast-track several crucial bills which seek to control terrorism financing in Uganda. The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, issued warning to members who miss Parliament sittings with no clear notice.
Are you representing your people? And you're talking about accountability. What are you accounting for? The money you're getting and using it and you're not anywhere, you're not helping your people, you're not legislating for them. We are forced to give you warning letters.
With guidance from the resolutions of the United Nations passed in 2004, Uganda seeks to fill the gap, urging all states in accordance with their national procedure to adopt and enforce appropriate effective laws which prohibit any non-state actor to manufacture, acquire, possess, develop, transport, transfer or use nuclear, chemical or biological weapons and their means of delivery, in particular for terrorist purposes. With the Anti-Terrorism Amendment Bill 2022, Uganda's position will be in line with the UN concerns.
Honorable members, I put a question that a report of the whole House be adopted. Those in favor, say unto the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
The report, as presented by the Parliament Committee on Defence and Internal Affairs, notes that the existing laws do not adhere to the UN Task Force standards on combating terrorism, as it does not specify offences of terrorism financing, hence urgent need for amendments.
It is a big step, in my view, towards getting us absolutely cleared by the Financial Action Task Force, but there are some other things that we need to do which could not happen before the law is put in place. For example, workshops on sensitization of people and teaching them about the implications of the law.
Parliament, in the same spirit, passed 6 other bills, including Anti-Money Laundering Amendment Bill 2022, Partnerships Amendment Bill 2022, Cooperative Societies Amendment Bill 2022, among others.
And how I pray that this House will not be deceived again with the cryptocurrency, a digital currency, and Attorney General, you need to take that up.
They will go a long way in getting us out of the quagmire or dilemma in which we are. But we promise to do better and not stampede the House like this. But I sincerely thank you.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
Buganda Road Court has set the 1st of September to deliver sentence in the matter where 2 civilians are convicted of killing 6 climbing lions at Queen Elizabeth National Park. This followed mitigation where the accused legal team asked court to give the accused a second chance since they are first-time offenders. Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu is presiding over the matter.
Last week, Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu of Buganda Road Court convicted Vincent Tumuhaire and Ario Robert on offences of poisoning and killing lions after court found them guilty. Senior State Attorney Joan Keko prayed to court for a deterrent sentence towards the convicts. However, due to mitigation, lawyer for the convict Andrew Mogome asked court to give them a second chance.
Your Honor, it's our considered opinion that these two gentlemen should not be used as white elephants to send a lesson to other people, because they would be better to use if they be voice for conservation in the area than being put away from the society.
The two family men who have responsibility also regret the act.
Apart from the last one, all the rest 5 dropped out of school because the person who was trying to put bread and provide school fees was arrested. Your Honor, it's our considered opinion that these two gentlemen be given a second chance and also be voice for conservation in the area.
Magistrate Gladys Kamasanyu set 1st September 2022 to sentence the convicts. Vincent Tumuhaire and Ario Robert were convicted on charges of poisoning and killing 6 lions, being in possession of wildlife species, hunting and entering wildlife premises without permission. According to evidence on court record, the 6 lions were poisoned and killed on 7th and 19th March 2021 at Hubugomba Job Meeting Grounds in Shasha Sector, Queen Elizabeth National Park in Kanungu District. When the 2 entered the Queen Elizabeth National Park without permission, the 2 have been on remand for 1 year. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Sasulira akasimu k'ekirooto kyo mpola mpola. Funa essimu y'ekirooto kyo leero ng'osasula mpola mpola okutandikira ku nnusu 14 n'ofuna data ow'obwerere okumala omwaka. Essimu zonna kugirako MB za 5 buli lunaku okumala emyezi 12. Osasulira omwaka gumu. Ziri mu maduuka ga MTN n'aga M-Kopa. MTN, everywhere you go.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
Oh, they look nice.
Thank you, honey.
You guys, gather, it's going down. Gather! Gather! Yo!
I tell you what. Yo!
Airtel is giving you bigger data bundles for the same price. Dial *175# to choose from our range of bigger Chillax bundles that don't expire. Bigger monthly bundles, all for the same price, and stay connected longer to loved ones. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Multi Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mtn.co.ke. uganda.uk or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Be alert. Do not share your Airtel Money PIN number with anyone. Airtel Uganda employees will never ask for your Airtel Money PIN number on call, SMS, or by email. All SIM card registrations, SIM card verifications, or SIM swaps are done at clearly branded Airtel shops and not on phone. To report any fraudulent activity, please call 100 immediately. The official calling number for Airtel promotions is 0200 100 100. Stay alert on Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's a full-time job to be a great parent or guardian. The decisions we make impact their lives forever, and getting a birth certificate is one of the most important ones. All you need to do is get a birth notification record stamped by a medical officer from the hospital where the baby was born, or from the sub-county chief in case it occurred at home. Go to the NERA offices in your area and present the notification record, copy of parent's ID, and bank payment slip of 5,000 Ugandan shillings for citizens and $40 for non-citizens. Fill NERA Form 3 while there, and a birth certificate will be issued to you. Please note that birth certificates to refugees born in Uganda are free of charge. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Hey guys, please let's have a brief meeting. See that? Calls, data, SMS, shareable among 5 people. What? And it includes free Airtel TV. Do you guys know what that means?
Means no worry.
Enjoy life worry-free with Airtel Smart Plans. Shareable among 5 people. Use every day and pay at the end of the month.
They've also added Showmax. Oh.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
UBC News Tonight. Welcome back from the break, and thank you so much for watching. Government has launched a retired professionals scheme to tap into the expertise of former public servants in water and environment management. To preside over the launch was Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, who says that the initiative will save government of the task of outsourcing while concentrating on local content.
Facing climate change effects, which also suffocates the economy. Experts who earlier worked in the ministry were retired, leaving no manpower with experience. Ministry of Water and Environment has launched a scheme to redeploy the once reliable officers in environmental management.
Members of the sector who are retired and scattered everywhere will not be lost. They will be together, and each time we need them, we can reach them as government. Instead of getting consultants and people from outside who are very expensive, we just rely on our own here, who have similar experience.
We hope that they will welcome the idea of serving again in another capacity, because these are really people we need. And I must say that, by the way, I must say, we miss you. We really missed you.
Minister for Public Service, Muruli Mukasa, advised the retired servants to utilize this opportunity, carry out research and write books to pass on knowledge to the next generation. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Public Service, Catherine Bitarakwate, guided how the Ministry of Water and Environment should relate with these experts.
You know, when you're very experienced and mature in the field, and you take on the bigger role, then you will have those professionals who are being relaxed, taking a pass, and we don't want that.
Commissioner for Water Resources, Planning and Regulation at the Water and Environment Ministry, Dr. Kalisti Tindimugaya, is the brain behind the Retired Professionals Scheme.
We actually started this process about 2 years ago. We ran an advert in the papers.
calling upon people who have retired to express the interest to join. We received 55 applications, which we evaluated, and we found that 5 were not qualifying because we had the criteria that you should have worked in the water and environment sector for a minimum of 10 years and should have actually have distinguished careers.
According to plan, the retired professionals will be deployed on a consultancy basis, while some have been asked to render services at the Water Resources Institute to ensure that Uganda's water resources are optimally utilized.
So to be helping us in reviewing policy documents. For example, if you have a document right now, we have a national water policy, a national environment policy, and we want it to be reviewed, to be updated. They will come in and review again because they're experts. We want also.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Civil society organizations have applauded government and other stakeholders for including people with disability in the job market. This was revealed after a study carried out by a civil society organization led by Light to the World about the MEC 12.4% work.
Youth with a visual impairment has met challenges as he sought to be employed.
Where people, where my co-workers didn't understand how to handle me. That's in a way like, you know, those things with finance, you are working more on a computer. So it was really hard to get that reasonable accommodation, that reasonable distance, where I can work at my own pace.
Kumwesiga says it was not until he knew about the MEC 12.4 work initiative that he got relieved about fulfilling his dreams.
Joined soft skills training, of which really they shared more on reasonable accommodation, and I just knew that it was a second chance maybe with my life.
Findings from a study conducted by civil society organizations on disability inclusion in the job market show that 156 organizations have started adopting people with disability in their organizations.
We've been able to train more than 3,200 employees of different organizations and companies about inclusion. But what is also most important is that we've been able to help young people believe in themselves and get into other spheres of work. For example, music.
The winners of the Sauti Canvas got a free slot to just do their songs and promote them, and the winners were also given money, but also through our livelihoods program we get to forefront, like push for persons with disabilities to be at the forefront, and we've helped many of them through our livelihood programs.
Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development is working on regulations for implementing the Disability Act 2020 to increase disability inclusion on the job market.
As of now, the ministry is making instruments to help implement the quota system. We are hopeful by end of this year, ministry will have finished to approve. Then we know how many people with disabilities are employed, how many people with disabilities are employed in private sectors and other organizations.
Most of the time you find that it is actually silent about special needs. So, however, the good thing is that they provide representation for persons with disability and the University Council. So we still have public university.
Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
Society organizations on nutrition have called upon government to regulate the trans fatty acids food products that are on the market, stating that it is the leading cause of cardiovascular diseases. The concern was highlighted during a stakeholders inception workshop where Civil Society Alliance for Nutrition Uganda is working to strengthen the coordination of a civil society platform for scaling up nutrition in Uganda.
Good nutrition is a catalyst for social, economic transformation and human development.
It is against this backdrop that the Civil Society Alliance for Nutrition, CISANU, is working to strengthen and scale up nutrition in the country.
Even according to World Health Organization repress package, as a country, Uganda, which actually we signed to it, we are supposed to have regulated these trans fatty acids in our food products by 2023. The countdown is in 2023. We just have 1 year, yet we don't have any regulation, because even these cooking oils, you see, we don't have labels. At least if you know that you are consuming this amount of trans fatty acids, then it would be better.
We see that the problem of malnutrition in Uganda is not getting the impact that we had expected to get. We see that our children and mothers are very malnourished. We have very high levels of anemia. That is why many women hemorrhage and die in childbirth. We have very high levels of non-intake of very vital vitamins, A, iron, even when some of these are provided for free of charge at government health units in the country. We need to turn around this behavior, and we need to turn it around very, very quickly. Otherwise, as a population, we are going to suffer now, but we are going to suffer in future, because we shall produce human beings who are not performing to their full potential because they ate badly and they were malnourished.
The United Nations System Standing Committee on Nutrition states that since good nutrition is a human right, it is more imperative to work towards the elimination of malnutrition, considering the current knowledge, techniques and means of mobilization and communication.
Some of the things that are important, especially concerning children and lactating mothers, one of the things is breastfeeding, where we see at the moment children who are 6 months and below are not being exclusively breastfed. Just about 60% of the children in Uganda who are exclusively breastfed for 6 months. So we are saying, how do we make sure that this reaches 80%? So the Nutrition Action Plan has given us a target of 80% to ensure that by 2025, at least 80% of the children are exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months.
CISANU is currently implementing a project with financial support from Population Action International, the project that emphasizes on advocating for implementation of commitment in Uganda Nutrition Action Plan 2 on breastfeeding, iron intake and vitamin A. The ultimate goal is to contribute to the reduction of malnutrition among women and children in Uganda. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Locals in Mukono are calling on leaders to address waste management by one of the proprietors of the manure production plant. Locals urge that the wastes contaminate water sources, which is a threat to health. The pictures may cause some disturbance as you watch this story.
Villagers in Nakumbo, Ntonto Village, Champisi Sub-County, Mukono District are concerned about a manure production plant that has contaminated water in the area. Ewan Siraj is in the spotlight for not considering restraining from releasing residue in the area. Manure is filtered to extract the useful component. The waste is then disposed of, mixes with water that flows into people's homes and roads.
Kati webiveeri gye bivudde bituula mu luzzi luno, oluzzi lwaggalawo abantu ne baluvaako lwero olufaanana.
Ebisa bikulukuta ne bigenda paka mu mazzi ge tukima n'ate ne tugenda mayiro n'aba etugenda ne tukima amazzi naffe tulwala.
Kubanga kati abamu tulina ttanka bwetubanga tugakekereza tukozesa agago mu ttanka.
This has turned into breed for waterborne diseases like diarrhea, bilharzia and cholera.
This environment is very bad. Sludge, akola ebisabye n'abituweereza kyokka yafuna mu ssente ffe tulwale naffe abaana bagenda ku masomero tulumizibwa ne tugwa mu bisa ne tuluka ku ssomero nga zi uniform zonna ziwunya siragye swalako naffe tuli bantu.
Efforts have been made by locals and leaders to solve the matter with the proprietor of the plant, but with no results.
Omwami Siraj bakamuwa warnings ezisuuka mu 5 buli we tujja n'alaga nga agenda okukola naye all in vain.
Siraj left the scene upon noticing that there were cameras recording the protests.
She promised us only 1 week to bring the machines which are drying the what? Where are they? It's now almost 7 months since she promised us. We are tired, we are fed up. Let her remove our farm away from here.
Yes. And she's claiming that people should sell their land.
Hey, she wants us to sell our land.
Who is she? She's not beyond the rules of...
This situation has been on for 3 years with no lasting solution, and locals want it to be addressed as soon as possible, but protests shall continue. The UPDF soldiers were also seen in the area and are allegedly believed to have been ferried by the proprietor to counter the protests.
Mr. Siraj, in discussion, we engaged him in discussion, but his wife is arrogant to the extent of telling people that if you cannot live in this area, then sell the land to us. Yet she found these people here.
4 people have died under unclear circumstances in Kasese district. Rwenzori East Police spokesperson in Kasese, Nelson Tumusime, says that police is investigating the incidents where the deceased died of suffocation after drowning in water at different locations. Police identified the deceased as Arnold Chinyabwire, Amos Masereka, residents of Mubarakasaka village in Kilembe sub-county, Kule Robert and Wambale Juma, residents of Liamubuza in Mahokia Town Council.
It is believed that they were running away from security operatives in the national park, and that one could have caused their death. But we are still investigating to know what exactly transpired in that process.
So it is the problem is because those people who intend to protect the government, they are not doing their right work. They're after feeding their stomach. That's why they are following people from their garden instead of waiting them to where they are supposed to be.
With the sad story from Kasese, we're taking a short break. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it with us. Don't miss Business International and Sports News tonight.
Sasulira akasimu k'ekirooto kyo mpola mpola. Funa essimu y'ekirooto kyo leero ng'osasula mpola mpola okutandikira ku nnusu 14 n'ofuna data ow'obwereere okumala omwaka. Essimu zonna kugirako MB za 5 buli lunaku okumala emyezi 12. Osasulira omwaka gumu. Ziri mu maduuka ga MTN n'aga M-Kopa. MTN, everywhere you go.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
It's better to foster respect instead of fear and pain.
Cause a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
The most exciting league in the world is in full swing. And this weekend's biggest winner is you.
Watch this, I'm coming up.
It's GoTV's first open weekend. A weekend where all GoTV subscribers can enjoy all the Premier League action from 1 to 4 September. All 11 games, 6 of them live.
Watch this, I'm coming up.
And with in-depth analysis, recaps, and magazine shows, it's more than just a game. It's Premier League for everyone. So stay or get connected using the My GoTV app and love it.
Jesus turning and scoring.
With GoTV, terms and conditions apply.
UBC News Tonight. We'll come back from the break and we now go straight to business. President Museveni is expected to grace the 12th 2022 Uganda-UK Trade Summit due to take place in London. Over 50 participants, including investors in different fields from Uganda, are expected to be part of the convention. The September 10th summit is organized by the Ugandans in the diaspora.
The workable projects on the table and promote Uganda as the favorite #1 destination for investment in this country.
The annual Uganda-UK Trade Summit will promote international trade between Uganda and UK and facilitate foreign direct investment into Uganda and East Africa, besides providing a platform for businesses to expand into new markets. The summit will also build networks and technical capacities for entrepreneurs. Next week, over 50 participants from Uganda will travel to London for early preparations for the summit.
We are happy that the #1 investment promoter is also going to UK, so investment is at the top of the agenda of His Excellency the President and the government.
The Director General, Uganda Investment Authority, Robert Mukiza, says Uganda's participation in this annual summit has created market opportunities for domestic investors and linkages for Uganda.
So we believe the collaboration with UNCCU, Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, should support our domestic investors to get full information and access to our incentives.
It is important for us to not only be taking our products out of Uganda, but also inviting as many investors in the country as possible.
In the Uganda-UK Trade Summit, Uganda National Chamber of Commerce will lobby for partnerships and network for the private sector. The Secretary General, Uganda National Chamber of Commerce, Immaculate Owomgisha, says the private sector is also going to leverage in the investment incentives given the new partnership.
For us to be able to provide not just the deals that are required, but in terms of quality and quantity, those have to be put on record.
During the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Uganda National Chamber of Commerce and Uganda Investment Authority, Owomgisha noted that the MOU will bridge the information gap. Lydia Chomkama, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
The private sector has been urged to tap into the African Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA, to export more products to the United States. AGOA is a United States act that was signed into law in 2000 under the Clinton administration to foster economic development for 38 African countries, including Uganda, through export promotions.
Uganda officially joined the African Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA, on 2nd October 2000, and up to date, over 600,000 tax-free products are being exported to the U.S. market. This agreement expires in 2025 as exporters ask government to negotiate an extension.
December, there is a ministerial meeting in Washington where we hope our ministers of trade and probably all AGOA country response office and many ministers from sub-Saharan African countries will be in Washington to lobby for the extension of AGOA beyond 2025 and to discuss about the challenges, about interventions.
This is also a concern that the private sector in Uganda has not utilized the AGOA initiative.
You realize before 2017-18, as already said, AGOA was known to be fine spirit. Back in 2015, we only knew AGOA was fine spirit. And we realized that this was it was a gap by us, the government. We did not popularize AGOA very much. A very local person to know that there is actually an opportunity over 66,000 products to be exported.
The AGOA Response Office, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, is engaging with relevant stakeholders to increase awareness about AGOA and how to enhance exports to the U.S. market.
But apart from commodity exports, we need more value-added products that we can that are manufactured here in Uganda, whether it be beauty industry products like our Kwezi Beauty or textiles, like they're doing in their shea butter products, etc. All of these industries need to have an opportunity for massive export.
Exporters have commended the role of AGOA in helping the country's private sector to penetrate the U.S. market.
We have to stop that mentality. We have to stop buying what is being produced that's going to fall apart. We need people to think that quality is what is going to get us business, because quality is what gets people coming back. You don't get to sell into the United States once and make a lot of money. You have to be able to sell over and over again. And if we don't sell things that are of quality, they're not going to come back a second time. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
Uganda is continuing to utilize the AGOA initiative, and in the financial year 2021, exports to the U.S. increased to 65.8%. Mary Namkose, Adia Nakoti, UBC News.
On news beyond Ugandan borders, we'll go to Kenya, where the Supreme Court is to base on 9 issues to hear and give a verdict in the presidential election petition of 2022 filed by the Raila Odinga of Azimio Party challenging William Ruto victory of the Kenya Kwanza. Chief Justice Kome Martha has cautioned the parties on the issue of time during the hearing of the petition. Supreme Court will start with the hearing of the case tomorrow on the 31st of August, and The verdict will be delivered on the 5th of September 2022. Due to the limited time and space, parties have to highlight on the patent issues, and few lawyers will be allowed to submit and attend court. The justice to preside over this matter include Chief Justice Kome Martha, Philomena Mbate Mawilu, Mohammed Kader Ibrahim, Dr. Makin Wangola, Njoki Susan Nduju, and Isaac Lenoala. In the just concluded Kenya presidential elections, William Ruto of Kenya Kwanza won with 7,176,141 votes, which was 50.49% of the vote, and his close opponent Azimio's Raila Odinga garnered 6,942,930 votes, making a percentage of 48.85%.
The technology deployed by IEBC for the conduct of the 2022 general elections met the standards of integrity, verifiability, security, and transparency to guarantee accurate and verifiable results. Whether there was interference with the uploading and transmission of Forms 34A from the polling stations to the IEBC public portal. Whether the postponement of gubernatorial elections in Kakamega and Mombasa counties and Kwanjenga in Embakasi South constituency resulted in voter suppression to the detriment of the petitioners in petition number E005, whether there were irregularities and illegalities of such magnitude as to affect the final result of the presidential election.
Chief Justice Martha Koome. We'll keep you updated about whatever will unfold in the petition hearing till the end. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakun and the whole team. We'll catch you in a bulletin at 10 p.m. That's the second edition of UBC News Tonight. For now, we'll leave you with Millie Kutesa here, who has the weather forecast report.
Tessa with your weather update. We are still experiencing thunder showers in most parts of the country, though some other areas are still having sunny intervals. This is brought in with the rain belt that is diffused over Africa, that includes our country, Uganda, in combination with moist winds that are blowing from Indian Ocean towards our country, and that from the Congo elements bring us the rainfall that we're experiencing lately. Tomorrow morning, though, we expect to wake up with thunder showers in our central part of Uganda, and the eastern part of the country is also expected to wake up with thunder showers. Apart from Toro, we are seeing sunny intervals. The western stretch is expected to have thunder showers, and the northern stretch is expected to have sunny intervals in most part of it. Afternoon hour, though, we're expecting a pickup of thunder showers in the central part of Uganda at maximum 27 degrees Celsius across the capital city Kampala, Nakasongola at maximum 28 degrees Celsius, and the western stretch is expected to have thunder showers still at maximum 28 degrees Celsius, and Tororo with 29 degrees Celsius. The western stretch is expected to have thunder showers at maximum 26 degrees across Masindi and Kasese with 28 degrees Celsius. Northern sector is expected to have light showers at maximum 28 degrees in Chutugumu, and cloudy conditions and sunny intervals across Kotido with 29 degrees Celsius. With moving out of Uganda, trying the few cities across the globe, forecasting 25 degrees Celsius across London with sunny intervals, and Cairo with sunny conditions at maximum 37 degrees Celsius. That is pretty hot. New York with 31 degrees Celsius and with showers, and Nairobi in the neighborhood with sunny intervals at maximum 25 degrees Celsius. We are expecting a lot of rainfall in the western stretch and across Lake Shoga, which may lead later on to floods. So we are trying to tell the people that are around there, please stay away from the mountains and anything that can bring death. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Kutesa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
again when Rotary is changing power. In 1905, Paul Harris thought of this very exciting institution called Rotary. Presidents, incoming presidents, does your family know what you do in Rotary? Does the country, Uganda, the district understand what you're doing in the different communities you work in? The Rotary moment is here to showcase what you have done throughout the year. Your projects, your installation, president-elects, get in touch with the Rotary moment so that we can showcase, show your installation, get to know what you're doing. Your host, Karo Chazeka Koza, waiting for your call.
The Rotary Moments Show. We bring you and Rotary closer.
If you get your money, the first thing is to have a financial plan.
So she was in a miserable state. What we contributed to her things were coming up.
This is where my journey started, from this building, and I was paying a rent of about 15,000. And basically why I came into this, looking at my capital and what that capital could serve.
Nasoka nemba street kid mchuga mbarara. Nimara myezi mwenda.